Okay, I'm going to take the topic factor affecting evaporation again today. So I'll explain in details about the factor affecting the evaporation again. Okay, here as you can see, there are 6 different factors are there which affect the evaporation process. So firstly, the temperature. Second one is temperature and time for evaporation. Then next one is type of product required. Then next one is effect of concentration. Then next one is the surface area, and lastly the vapor pressure of the liquid to be evaporated. So we'll discuss one by one in details about these factors which affect the evaporation. Coming to the first point, that is the temperature. As I already explained in the last class, that the rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the temperature. That means if you increase the temperature while doing the evaporation process, example in the evaporating pan only, if you can increase the temperature, then the rate of evaporation also will increase. Okay, so coming to next one, that is the temperature and time of evaporation. So these two also is directly proportional to the rate of evaporation. That means the rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the temperature and time exposed for the evaporation. That means example, if you are doing the evaporation for long period of time in a constant temperature, that also will increase the rate of evaporation compared to the evaporation process that is done for short period of time. Okay, that is why the temperature and the time is directly proportional to the rate of evaporation for the said sample. And coming to next one, type of product required. Okay, the selection of method and apparatus to be used for evaporation depends on the type of product you required. Say example, what type of product you required. Say whether you need a concentrated liquid, whether you need a semi-solid, or you need a totally dry product. Okay, say example, in case of the evaporating pan and evaporating steel already have studied. So based on the what type of product, say example, if the product contain volatile substance, that time we cannot use the this evaporating pan, then we have to go for the evaporating steel. So that is what type of product we need, that depends on the rate of evaporation also, whether you need a concentrated one, whether you need a solid, whether you need a semi-solid. Based on that, you have to increase the evaporation or you have to decrease the evaporation for the product. Okay, coming to next one is the effect of concentration. Okay, so here if the sample which is need to be evaporated contain more amount of solid, then the rate of evaporation will be less. That means if the solid content in the sample, okay, generally what we are going to do, we are going to dry the, or we are going to do the evaporation for solid which liquid which contains solid. Okay, so if that kind of sample which contain more amount of solid, that time what will happen, the rate of evaporation will be less compared to a solution which contain less amount of solid. Okay, that is what is the concentration of the solution or the concentration of the sample. Okay, so coming to next one is the surface area. I guess you have already understood about the surface area, which is the effect is the directly proportional. If the surface area is more, then the rate of evaporation also will be more, as you can see in this diagram again. Okay, so coming to next one is the vapor pressure of the liquid which you are going to do the evaporation. Okay, so if the vapor pressure of the sample or the liquid which we are going to do the evaporation is more, that time the rate of evaporation also will be high. That means if the that kind of solution can evaporate at lower temperature also, because the vapor pressure is more, because of that, what will happen, this kind of solution which is having more vapor pressure, they will get evaporate at less temperature also. Okay, that is why the vapor pressure, if the vapor pressure is more, that time the rate of evaporation also will be more. Okay. Okay, so that was all about the factors that affect the evaporation or rate of evaporation. I guess this time it is clear for you. And again, I'm giving some probable question at the end of this chapter. So all of you, what you do, you make a assignment of all this question. Okay, you write down the question answer and keep it with you. Okay, so there are some questions are like long question. It could be explain about evaporating pan and evaporating still. Okay, another long question maybe discuss the factors affecting the rate of evaporation and write a note on evaporating pan. So this kind of long question can be there. So some short question, probable short question what I have sorted out is first one is the defined evaporation and write the application of evaporation. Okay, so another short question is define evaporation and explain the various factors affecting evaporation. Okay, thank you all. Hope all the topic is clear for you. Thank you. Stay home.